2020, 2021, ever since the pandemic, these years are going to be known as the after times. So the before times was before the pandemic, after times after the pandemic, but also it will be known as the Great Gaslighting. I think that's what it will be known. That's what J6 was. This whole era right now that we're living in is the great, not the Great Awakening, the Great Gaslighting of Americans. And here's the perfect example. I don't know if this is satire or not, but either way, it's a gaslight. I think it's satire, but via the IQ, they have these weird articles on this website. I don't even know this website. I think to me, I'm interpreting this as satire. That's the only way you can. The headline is, they knew. Why didn't the unveed do more to warn us? What did you want us to do? So if you're unveed right now, now that we know what we know, they're blaming you for not saying enough. Seriously, or as a joke, which is a great headline because you don't know if it's satire or not, and it evokes an emotion in you. I think either way, no matter what you are, and it's probably one of the best gaslighting headlines we've seen. We've seen a lot of headlines that gaslight. We've seen a lot over the past few years, but this one's got to take the cake, right? I think this has got to be the best one. They knew. Why didn't they tell us? Oh, what did we know? The unveed knew what we didn't. Some of them said too little. Most said nothing at all. A lot of blood is now on their hands. This isn't funny. Like, even if this is, even if this is Babylon Bee type stuff, which that's what I would say it is. Do you think that's funny? Do you find that funny at all? Are you laughing? Let's continue. As the world struggles to come to terms with the devastating effects of the pandemic, one question that continues to surface is why the unveed didn't do more to warn us about the potential dangers of being in a part of this process. That's why I'm like, this weird humor. It's very, very dark humor, if it's humor. I don't even know what it is. While well-intending citizens lined up did the right thing and received their pandemic Vs, now seeming to do more. That's not me. I'm just reading this article. They're questioning the effectiveness. Their unveed friends stood by and let them do it. I don't know. Maybe I would have been able to help you out if you would have let me in the room. I'm just saying hypothetically that didn't happen to me. But maybe if you didn't shut us out of the holidays, maybe we could have told you what we were looking at and why we had questions. Some said nothing at all, even though they knew what we didn't. Our blood is now on their hands. What the? This is not humor. Those are strong words, but the unveed had access to important information. We didn't have access to any information that nobody else had access to. You just didn't want to see it, or you just didn't go get it. About the potential side effects of the V. They knew about the risks of these problems. They knew that the Vs didn't do certain things that they were claimed to do. They knew it wasn't what you thought it was, and that they can cause problems. They knew all of that. But instead of warning us, the unveed chose to remain silent. They chose to look the other way and not speak about the potential dangers of the Vs. They let millions of good folks who did the right thing at the time fall to unlive and disease, and many anti-Vs even gloated online about how their coin flip had been the right bet. And one coin flip. Not when you flip a coin, if it's in a vacuum, it's 50-50. It wasn't a coin flip. It was more than a coin flip. It was more certainty about the unveed, depending on your situation. I'm not making any claims. I'm talking about myself. Go holla at whoever you need to make your own decision. But it was not a coin flip. The more diabolical even urged for folks they disagreed with to go get boosted. I didn't do that. I just thought that was funny. Basically, they were mad because some people did their research and was like, I'm good. And then they might have, not me, not you, some people might have been like, if you want to, go get wrecked. It's on you. Good luck. It has become all too clear. The silence of the unvied was a dangerous, sociopathic, and irresponsible decision that has had serious consequences for those of us who received the V's. Nuremberg 2.0, not for those who push the product, but for the purebloods. That's what they want. That's what this article is about. Nuremberg 2.0. For who? No, not the ones that push the product. Not the fascism. No, for you. They didn't put that in this article, but that's my interpretation. And silence is, after all, consent. It is time for the unvied to take responsibility for their actions and to work with the rest of us to find a solution to this crisis. Oh my God. We cannot afford to let their selfishness and lack of action continue to harm our communities. It is time for the unvied to step up and do the right thing. The unvied should, by any moral measuring stick, have done more to warn us about the potential risks, to help us make informed decisions about our health. And they must now ask us for our forgiveness. And hand to heart, we may just give it to them. What the? They must now ask us for our forgiveness because we are good people. We took those jabs because it was the right thing to do until it wasn't. It's hard. I still get stunned. Following the news like I do, you'd think I'd never be surprised. I'm speechless.